experiment today because I got my braces on this past week, and feel a little bit like Sylvester the cat. And this area I've heard is now labeled the splash zone, so that's why it's I think empty this morning. But we'll see how it goes here as I'm struggling to get used to it. Nevertheless, the message is coming out. Even if it has a spray, it's way out this morning. The book of Luke here, in chapter 13, we find Jesus right in the middle of ministry. And it's so hard to catch the message when you hear it so quickly and to know even what those 4-5 verses say. Essentially, though, the story is that Jesus is doing ministry and the Pharisees, plural, show up and they tell Jesus that his life is at risk because he's in Jerusalem. And what does Jesus do in response? What does he say to them? He says, look, I've got a timeline. I've got some stuff to do. Yeah, I hear you. The person that's the most powerful person around here, I get it. He wants to kill me. I get it. But I've got some things to do. And then he says, and then I will be on my way. That's what he says. I will be on my way. And then he goes into a little section quoting from the Old Testament, something about Jerusalem. You remember what he said? He said that Jerusalem was like they were like the brood. Essentially, he compares Jerusalem to the brood that a hen wants to gather beneath her wings. And that's the way that God sees Jerusalem. And so you have both a threat upon Jesus' life and yet a compassionate and loving response. He also says, almost sarcastically here, that he will go out of Jerusalem again because a prophet is never killed outside of Jerusalem. It's within Jerusalem that the prophets are killed. And he's pointing out to them a dynamic that is about to take place. The power dynamic of Herod and Jesus, and even the location is important. But today, apart from that, all of the specifics of that world and that setting, and specifically what Jesus was going through them, there's a message for you and I today as we look at the living Word of God. Now, last week we were challenged to stay faithful. In the first week of the Lenten season together, stay faithful even during times of testing. You remember Jesus was taken out to the wilderness by the Spirit. And what happened? The devil came to him and tested him 3 times. And Jesus responded each time. And what did he say? What was the first thing that he said back to the devil? It is written. It is written. Now, when I read this scripture lesson, I immediately thought of the song by Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers. As I internalized it, I won't back down. Now, I hope you know that song, I won't back down, because that entire song is a message for today. He says, I won't be turned around. And at one point he says, you can stand me up at the gates of hell, but I won't back down. Now, we can stand and say to the devil, it is written, and have some pretty good confidence that God's on our side because we're talking to the devil. But the problem is, what happens when we're talking to our friend, our neighbor, our loved ones? It's a lot more difficult, actually, in some ways, to discern the right response, the right stance. And so how essentially do we have the Pharisees come to us, or whoever it is? I mean, these were the teachers of the law. Can we stand our ground? Can we continue to do the work that God has called us to, even in the face of fear? The Pharisees said to Jesus, get out of here. Herod wants to kill you. But Jesus had his timeline. He stood his ground and he calmly explained to them, go and tell that fox for me. Listen, I'm casting out demons today. Performing cures tomorrow. Today and tomorrow. And on the third day, I'll finish my work. Yet today, tomorrow, and the next, I must be on my way. Jesus didn't even take the time to explain anything to the threat. He didn't try to lessen the threat. Clearly, the Pharisees and Herod did not understand, but Jesus accepted that there are going to be people that misperceive, and he kept on his task. He didn't take a break, not even to explain again to the whole world why he was doing what he was doing. He knew. Maybe someday I'll learn that lesson too. This is a sermon for me. So maybe today we can take from this lesson from Christ, don't be overly concerned with the critics. If they can't understand your actions of love, they aren't going to understand your words. Their misperception of your action likely means misperception of your explanation. Now, I understand that this risks being seen as a very pessimistic view. So even if you want to strike that thought out, be sure to keep this one. Be busy at the task in which God has called you, unless he's leading to you to explain yourself. Don't do that. Don't overthink it. There's ministry to do. So the Pharisees hoped to place fear in Jesus to get rid of him. The reality is that fear is not inflicted on us by others around us, from the outside and externalities, from someone else. Fear is something that we create on the inside. You may hear me talk a lot more about this in the future. We have to identify our fears. We have to know what we are afraid of. If you don't know what you are afraid of, you're in trouble. This is not the first time that Jesus thought about his death. He faced it. He identified it. Unidentified fears show up in all the parts of our lives as a general expression, but not a fear. When it's unidentified, it's an anxiety that's everywhere. Unidentified fears permeate life as anxiety. We find ourselves misinterpreting the motivations of others, blaming, judging, and generally living in paranoia even. Anxiety keeps us from venturing out into uncomfortable and unfamiliar territory, dangerous territory, like Jerusalem. Where is Jerusalem for you? Where is that place that you may not want to go to because of that bad thing? I've always benefited from asking myself, what's the worst thing that can happen? Now, when you find a fear that is keeping you from doing a ministry that God has called you to, play out that awful scenario that you can come up with in your head. And I guarantee you it's not as bad as you thought it was. You begin to see how improbable that thing is, or you find yourself with a legitimate fear that holds you back. One or the other, but it's probably that you find that it's not as bad as you thought. But for the sake of those who have legitimate fears that keep you from doing a ministry, maybe it's a specific thing. And you know, the thing that I'm thinking of is at the top of my list. One of the very hardest things in all of the Christian life is what? What's the most difficult thing to do?
Love somebody that you're angry at.
Yeah. Boy, that is hard. That's not the one I was going to come up with, but thanks a lot, Donna. think of the Great Commission when I think about my role and responsibility. And I got news for you all. This is your role and responsibility. This is not for ministers. Jesus didn't say this to the people that are called to preach and teach. He was talking to his disciples when he said, go into all the world, right? Baptize and teach in the name of the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit. And lo, I'm with you always, he says, I'm with you. But to proclaim the gospel in a genuine, loving, and caring way, where you're not just checking off a box or where it's just genuine and loving and motivated by the right reasons, which is not that somebody tells you you have to do it, but because you're motivated by that gratitude that you have, that you heard that message and were changed and transformed. And for me to do that in a genuine way is difficult, and I have a lot of fear with that. I'm always afraid I'm going to mess it up. I'm going to say the wrong thing, do the wrong thing, be misperceived even. The point is, we have to know what we're afraid of. What's the worst thing that can happen? I like to address that legitimate fear, the one that can't be minimized to, oh, that's not as bad as I thought it would be. But let's just start with a quick checklist from this message, from that scripture lesson. What are the motivations that Christ has in doing that work? What motivates his steadfastness? Is it the need? That he looks around and sees some that are in need? I don't know. Could be argued that it wasn't the need because there are some that he doesn't heal, right? Is it compassion? Yes, I'm sure that's at least part of it. And I'm sure that it's demonstrated in Jesus lamenting over Jerusalem, even demonstrated here. Is it God's plan? The Holy Spirit's leading? All of those things, yes. And for all of us, it can be those things. And it can certainly be gratitude. Gratitude. Thankfulness that we have received that message and that God has done something in us. All of this can point us toward a life of ministry, sharing the gospel with others, meeting the needs of folks we see, loving those that have hurt us. That's such a dangerous place, isn't it? Donna, back to your example. It feels so dangerous to love those that have hurt us. Ultimately, we can still have fear. Let me give you a little piece of encouragement from Paul and sort of give you the thing that's not said in this scripture in Luke. I want to speak to this element of this legitimate fear that you've worked hard to identify. How on earth do you get over it? You don't just show up and say, I'm not going to back down. I'm over it. I've just chosen now to follow Jesus and to do that thing. The reality is emotion doesn't let us do that. Fear gives us every excuse, rationality, everything to not do that thing that you're afraid of doing that you know is the right thing. For me, sharing the gospel of Jesus Christ, giving those words of life, because I have fears, I'm going to start to justify, well, now's not the time, it's not the appropriate place, it's not the whatever, I can come up with all those things, so how do I get over that? How do we get over whatever it is that we experience as individuals that keep us from being Jesus in Jerusalem in the midst of the threat? Do you see where this is going? It's the thing that's not in Luke. We have Jesus being Jesus. How do we be Jesus? Luke doesn't tell us how to be Jesus. How do we do that thing? Paul speaks to it. And this is I'll close with this element. 2 Corinthians 12:7-10, and I absolutely love this. Paul says, because of the extravagance of those revelations, so this is the message, let me warn you, this interpretation is not going to feel familiar to you, but I read it in the message and it It just seemed to fit. It seemed right. 2 Corinthians 12:7-10 in the Message. Because of the extravagance of those revelations, he's talking about revelations that God had given him, and so I wouldn't get a big head. I was given the gift of a handicap. Do you remember the thorn in the flesh thing? That's this. He was given a handicap, he says, to keep me in constant touch with my limitations. Satan's angel did his best to get me down. What he, in fact, did was push me to my knees. No danger, then, of walking around high and mighty. At first, I didn't think of it as a gift and begged God to remove it. 3 times I did it, and then he told me, my grace is enough. It's all you need. My strength comes into its own in your weakness. I love that phrasing. My strength comes into its own in your weakness. It fulfills everything that it's supposed to be when you are weak, Paul. Once I heard that, I was glad to let it happen. I quit focusing on the handicap and began appreciating the gift. It was a case of Christ's strength moving in on my weakness. Now I take limitations in stride and with good cheer, just limitations that cut me down. These limitations cut me down to size, abuse, accidents, opposition, bad breaks. I just let Christ take over. And so the weaker I get, the stronger I become. So today, in closing, take some time today to take a good look at the ministry that you are doing. Let me start that over. Take a good look at the ministry, not at the ministry you're doing, but in the ministry that you are not doing. Is there something that you avoid? And be real about your weaknesses. Acknowledge them, verbalize them. Remember that in your weakness you are made strong. And then say to that weakness, it is written, when I am weak, then I am strong. Not because of your strength, not because of my strength, but because of his. Well, I won't back down. Amen.